Alright, I am ready, almost ready. I am ready, I think, to put the engine in. So I'm just going to go over a few things. First off, the oil dipstick. There is a grommet, don't forget, there's a grommet. You got to order that thing. So do it. I actually didn't want to wait, so I reused my old one because it felt like really nice. Remember your dipstick. The pressure seals it from here. Put flexes in it. Puts flex in it, pushes down on the seal. Don't mess with this at all, because that's why they put the red on it. Because there's a bushing in there that pops out, and once it does, you have to drop the pan, or you have to have some really great fingers. I put the wiring harness back on just this morning. It's actually not as hard as you might think if you labeled everything. I put numbers on every sensor. And I replaced them with new ones. 5, 6, this is 7, 6, 4. Don't use pen on blue. Use marker if you're going to use blue. Some of the pens and pencil marks just disappeared, like on here. Well, this one I wrote in pen, but there is an example somewhere. This, I don't know where it goes right now, but I'm sure this will become more clear. But everything else just snapped on. The main thing is remembering how it came. It comes in the back here. It just lays on top. It's easier with the turbo out, I think. Lays on top. See how this comes around? Comes around and it's got a little spot here for it, just for your alternator. This goes through the hole and then back in. So you push it all the way through and back in to latch onto here. This hooks around. There's a little snap right here. Snap right there that goes in a hole. My Samsung, it's got the worst camera in the world. You can see the light reflection. There's your snap. This, I'm not sure exactly where it goes just yet, but it goes something like that. I'll have to look at my videos and see where that goes. This came down. 2 of them go through. If you haven't put this on, that's easier, but that would be, in fact, that would be ideal. Run the wires before you put this on. But I already put it on, so I squished them through that hole down in there. 2 of them. This one, number 7, and then the eyes, the number 8. You can see how it comes down through here. It snaps back in. Goes there. This one came in behind. I probably would next time. Next time. There will never be a next time, hopefully. You might want to run it above. That way it might clear this better, but it's fine. 7. So there's 7. In terms of the housing, I don't see any reason to get a billet, quite honestly. Just paint it. The thermostat, you get the one with it has to have the gasket around the edges of the thermostat. So it's all rubber all the way around the outside of the thermostat. The other ones, I guess, leak. I wouldn't use your old one. These are cheap enough to get a new one. They're designed with flex in them. As you tighten the screws, they compress. So cheap enough to get a new one. What else? I've replaced all the sensors with new ones. The engine came with a couple of them already, like this one and the turbo pedestal. So I left it alone. And there's 2 more in the intake manifold. Well, if that's what you call that. But I think that's what you call it. So the blue thing over here. There's 2 more sensors here. Here and here. This I bought. This is where that goes. See how there's a little indentation. Ba-bam. These 2 I think go together somewhere, but I'm not like I said, I'm not sure yet. Well, I said that about the others. These 2 I'm not sure where they go, but I'm convinced that will become clear. Anyways, this arm of wires goes down under. here, and there's 3 of them that go to these little sensors in the back here, over here. Can I see that? Can you see that? Wow. There's 3 there anyways. Let's see. 1, 2. There's 1, 2, and 3 below, I think. Is there a 3rd one? No, there's just 2. Okay, there's just 2. 1 here and 1 here. The 3rd one is here, number 3. That's what I was thinking of. Okay, so this thing is really ready. Oh, and I had to order new pins because that's the other thing. Line up pins for your bell housing adapter plate. This is your bell housing adapter plate. There's line-up pins. You should use them. But don't waste your time trying to take the old ones out. Order some new ones. But that takes planning, which I didn't do. So you got to order them ahead, so everything's waiting for those stupid pins. Yeah, I think the manufacturer should have put them in, but that's just me. Because if you have a puller, you're fine, but I don't have a pin puller. And the good ones are very expensive, so for 20 bucks I got 2 new ones, and that's what we're waiting for right now. Then I'm going to drop it in and it's going to start right up, right. Oh, I was really surprised at how much these bend. Let me tell you. I made my own little sling here because I wanted to try to get as low to the firewall or low to the engine with the hook as possible, just because of the way this works. This works. This does work for my truck. I got a really big one, but it had a hook on the end, and I couldn't get it low enough to get into pick up the motor properly. Anyways, here we go. Next up is installing it, which means putting this in first. My new torque converter, making sure it's in properly, which is a bunch of stuff on the web, YouTube, on how to do that. It's supposed to click in properly and be slightly recessed from the bell housing. I think that's all for now. I'm going to put on the flex plate. I think, well, I got to take this off, then I'm going to put on the flex plate. I think it should be fine to put that on before the bell housing. Well, I'll have to check, but I'm pretty sure that should be fine. Yep, should be fine. And then I'm going to make sure that's torqued properly. And the bell housing has a little flange, a little spacer that goes on the outside. Don't want to forget that. Alright.